At least 3 Palestinians have been killed and nearly 30 others have been injured during an early morning Israeli raid on Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank. 4 of the wounded are said to be in a critical condition. Israeli media are reporting that 5 soldiers were also injured and had to be flown out by helicopter. An Israeli helicopter has also bombed a target in the camp. It's the first airstrike there in nearly 20 years. Nida Ibrahim has more from occupied West Bank.
We are now on our way to Jenin, in the north of the occupied West Bank, where the Israeli raid is still ongoing, and we're seeing an escalation that we haven't seen in years, which is Israeli choppers bombing Palestinian targets in the Israeli army. They say that they used that to be able to evacuate the soldiers who were wounded after they were ambushed by Palestinian fighters in the Jenin refugee camp. We're hearing that 6 soldiers were injured, and as a result we've seen an intensifying use of fire by Israeli forces. At least 3 Palestinians were killed and 26 were injured. Now, we know that some of those cases are critical, so we might be expecting those numbers to escalate. It's a critical situation at the Jenin refugee camp, and people are calling upon the international community to intervene. They say that Israel is using excessive force against Palestinians.
OK, let's go to Imran Khan, who's live for us in West Jerusalem. Nida saying that this is an escalating situation. What is Israel saying about this?
Well, Israel has actually confirmed that there was a massive exchange of gunfire. Their words in Jenin refugee camp, they say that one of their vehicles came under an improvised explosive device attack, damaging the vehicle. They haven't confirmed that Israeli soldiers were injured, but after that happened, helicopter gunships fired rockets into Jenin refugee camp. Now, that's a major escalation. We haven't seen helicopter fire being used in that way in the occupied West Bank since the second Intifada in the 2000s. So it is a very serious escalation. The Israeli army, like I say, have confirmed that use of helicopter gunships. But there's also been other reaction as well. Bezalel Smotrich, who's the finance minister, but he's also a minister in the Ministry of Defense. He has said that it's time now for a major operation across the West Bank, and he wants to convene a security cabinet meeting. So lots of fiery language coming out there from Bezalel Smotrich, something that we might expect him to say. Whether he actually gets his way and there is a major escalation and a major operation remains to be seen. It's unlikely that some of the more senior members of the Israeli government will want that kind of escalation, but certainly confirmation there that helicopter gunships were used.
In the face of what we've been seeing over the last few hours, Imran, plus that reaction from the Israelis as well, that those strong words that you're talking about, how are the Palestinians responding to all of this?
Well, speaking on Twitter, the Palestine Liberation Organization Secretary General actually said there is a fierce and open war that's being waged against the Palestinian people politically, security and economically by the occupation forces. We're in the midst of a comprehensive battle on all fronts that requires the unity of our people in the face of this aggression and unprecedented decisions that must be taken in the emergency leadership meeting being chaired by the president. So the Palestinians are gathering together to try and see what they can do, try and see what response they can get. Now, what we're hearing is one of the people that was a target of that Jenin refugee camp raid was actually the son of a Hamas leader. Hamas have reacted on social media saying the fighters in Jenin are more than capable of defending themselves and taking the fight to the Israelis. So that may well be the response coming from Hamas, and there might not be anything coming out of Gaza other than that kind of rhetoric.
Imran, thank you very much indeed. That's Imran Khan talking to us from West Jerusalem.